Hi everyone and welcome back to another meal video. This is from April, so I've just recorded a few different meals that we had throughout the month. There's a lot of variety here, so I really hope it gives you some really good ideas. I've got some meals, some pretty easy meals there. I've also got some meal prep as well. So I really do hope you enjoy today's video and it gives you some great ideas, maybe if you're struggling with family meals at dinner time or anything like that. So let's get started and let's get cooking. The first meal we're going to start with today is the Fakeaway Subs. We've got all our ingredients out and everyone in the family is basically helping make the subs tonight, but this can work out quite expensive if you haven't got all the ingredients, like all the salads and all the meats and all that sort of thing. But in the long run, the overall meal is a lot cheaper. And sometimes I make these for my oldest boy who's in high school for his lunchbox, but probably not as elaborate as we're doing in this evening meal. So let's get into it and I'll show you what we're going to be putting on these subs. In today's meal, we'll be making air fryer chicken rissoles and it's going to have honey mustard dressing. There's going to be a few ingredients I didn't have in this recipe, but I'll link the recipe below. It's from taste.com and it's a really simple one. It's easy and the family did enjoy it. I was just missing the Dijon mustard in the mustard dressing, so I had to keep that out, and I was also missing some garlic in the mixture for the patties. But other than that, it turned out a really easy recipe. If you've got some chicken mince, this is a really good family meal, and it's even easier if you do have an air fryer. You don't need the parmesan like I'm grating up now. That was just part of the recipe, and I have never really bought a block of parmesan before, but it was purely for this recipe. But you could use any cheese if you wanted to, or maybe even if you wanted to use the powdered parmesan to make it a lot cheaper. In tonight's meal, I'm making a savory mince. I think that everyone in different families have got different recipes for savory mince, and that's the best thing about this recipe is sort of if you've only got a carrot or a bit of celery in the fridge or anything like that, you can make this so simple, and it's always nice to have it on toast even, savory mince. It's a very simple dish. Today I'm going to be adding in some tomato relish just to sort of make it a little bit different. And I'm just going to be using frozen vegetables. So it's a really easy recipe for a family. And like I said, you could put it with rice, you could put it on toast. You know, it's really easy and it's really good to freeze as well. So in this recipe today, I'm just going to be making my basic spinach pie. You've probably seen this on many of my videos in the past. It's just an easy family traditional pie that I make. And I guess some people could call it a quiche or whatever, but I've just always called it a pie. So I've got this big baking dish. It's actually too big and I don't have enough pastry, so I'm going to try and you know, do what I can with this pastry. I'm not very good with pastry as it is, so yeah, as long as it covers the bottom of it, I'm happy. So let's get into it today and make this family spinach pie. While I'm waiting for the spinach to cook, I've got these pears. Someone on my channel messaged me and told me to cook these because they're cooking pears. And so I thought I'd make like a maple recipe out of it. I don't have any brown sugar, which I would have put brown sugar in it. But sometimes you just got to do what you can with what you've got. So I'm basically just making this really simple and baking it. And these were just delicious. It just tasted like one of those comforting old-fashioned recipes. So I put ice cream with these and I think that made it even better. Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be making some rice balls. My son came home from school about a month and a half ago and said, Mum, I want to make some rice balls. My friends at school have got them in their lunch boxes, so I had no idea how to make them. I have been sort of looking around for certain recipes, but they're really hard to find. But they might work, they might not, but it's pretty simple. So basically you're just rolling rice up with some ingredients in them and putting them in the fridge. So firstly, we've got here is my rice cooker. I'm going to be cooking the rice in that. We've got some white medium rice. I couldn't find the small grain rice. The smaller the grain, the better, or you could use sushi rice. We're using 1/3 of a cup of rice vinegar, one tablespoon of caster sugar here, and the ingredients I've got for the middle of them, or depending on how they go in the ball, it could be on the outside of them, depending on how I roll them, is cucumber and avocado. I'm not sure how much of it I'm going to use, depending on how much we want to make. So I'm just going to sort of eyeball that. So firstly what I'm going to do is cook up my 2 cups of rice in my microwave dish, because I'm not putting my rice cooker on, it's just too big and I only want to make 2 cups. So I'm going to cook that up for about 17 minutes. And yeah, so it's pretty simple. Let's see how we go, and we'll get into it by cooking the rice up first. So just 2 cups of the rice. So it's basically 2 cups of this in my rice cooker and 4 cups of water. And if I've got any left over, I just put it into a small little bag And freeze it for another time. I love having it frozen because you can just take it out whenever you want. It's the best thing about rice. And also 4 cups of water in my rice cooker. 1, 2, 3, 4. I put that in for 17 minutes and I'm just going to wait now for that to cook. I'm not going to cut up the avocado and that yet. I'll do that once it's cooked so it just doesn't go brown and everything. So I'll be back once the rice is cooked. I hope I'm not looking too blurry to you. I've cooked the rice in the microwave, so that's how it's turned out. It's a gluggy rice. I usually use basmati because it's a longer grain rice and it doesn't get starchy, but because we need starch in this recipe to roll the balls up, it's like a sticky sort of a rice. So I'm going to be using that. I'm going to add 1/3 of a cup of rice wine vinegar to the rice, and then it's a tablespoon of caster sugar. Don't want my rice to smell like, to wash the vinegar out. I don't want the rice to smell like, I don't want the sugar to smell like rice vinegar. And just a tablespoon of caster sugar. Okay. I'm just going to mix it up a bit. I'll lay it on this tray. I'm just going to put it into sections and lay it on the tray and let it sort of cool down for a little bit, and then chop up the veggies and put them in it. Apparently it's really hard to roll it up, the rice. People say they wear like gloves with it, but I'm just not sure like how big to make it. I don't want to make them too big. Like I said, it's just an experiment today, but you can tweak it whatever way you want. I'm just giving you an idea here, and then you can make up your own recipe, I guess, because I just don't know how it's going to turn out. But the whole theory behind it is really good. So we'll see how they go. This way it'll just sort of cool down quicker. You sort of want the rice a little bit cool, but I would think that I'd have to put it in the fridge, but they say not to, just to let it cool on the bench for a little bit. And we're just going to make 12 of them. I think it's around about 16 you're supposed to make, but I'm just going to make 12, I think. Let that cool down for a bit, and then while I'm waiting, I'm going to chop this up, and then I'm going to get my son to come out and make them because he wants to make them. So. I don't want like too big of chunks in the rice either, so like you don't want it to fall apart. So I'm gonna have to chop the cucumber up a little bit finer than that, I think. Like I think shallots would be really nice in this recipe as well. I probably won't even need all these ingredients anyway, but I've got some more rice in that pan there that I can make too. So. You're probably best to wet your hands first, I think. I'm not sure, but I'm going to give it a go. I'm probably just going to roll them up, put them back on the tray. So let's see how we go. Yeah, see how you probably do need gloves with it. So I'm gonna wet my hands. It usually helps. I'm just gonna put a bit of cucumber in there and a couple of pieces of avocado. You can put salt and pepper, but I'll do that at the end. I'm not sure if it's going to work. They're not the easiest things to mold together. I think the cucumber sort of makes it fall apart a bit. Actually, it's coming together. I think washing your hand, like having your hands wet or wearing some gloves is definitely something you need. I'm just gonna try a little bit of avocado in this one and not use the cucumber just to see if it helps not fall apart as much. Bit of cucumber. If you use cucumber, just maybe finely really chop it, maybe chop it up finer than the way I've done it. But, you know, I think you're supposed to like poke a hole in, but people put chicken in them, like pieces of little bits of chicken and things. But they're quite hard to mold together with your hands because they're so sticky. But I guess once you put them in the fridge, they're gonna set. Okay, so the whole idea of it is to have wet hands when you're doing it or wear some gloves, and I'm going to pop these in the fridge now and see how they set. I'm waiting for the rice balls to get cold in the fridge, but I thought I'd show you. We got some really nice bread from Brumby's this morning. We like this bread. We don't often get it, but it is really nice with like fresh soups or even just Vegemite sandwiches. I always get the one with the sesame seeds on it. And my son went and got these because we wanted some hot cross buns. So he's got a white chocolate and caramel hot cross buns, and these smell so delicious. Like the whole kitchen just smells so strong with hot cross buns.
Everything smells like hot cross bun.
Everything smells like it. And he also got some chocolate ones because every time I tried to order them or get them through Woolworths, they didn't have any in stock. So we had them, we've already had a 3, as you can see, this morning. But these are delicious. They are so chocolatey and so fresh. When he got them, the actual buns were still really, really hot. So the price was, you know, a little bit expensive for them. I probably wouldn't have paid for it, but he just went in there and got them because I asked for them. So yeah, really beautiful, fresh hot cross buns for Easter. And we're just in the middle of making some Easter baskets, just like the ones I used to make from school. So we've got the Easter baskets there. We've just done them by hand because we haven't got a printer. Usually I print out a template and put the baskets together, but the kids have just, well, I've drawn this one and My sons are colouring that one in. Oh, this one is my oldest boy's one, which is really, really cute. He's drawn this freehand. He's drawn this one freehand himself. I love the hot cross bun here. It's really cute. And he's just going to glue them together, and we put a handle on them. I made one, and this was my one. I actually coloured it in after I stuck it together, which wasn't a good way to do it. But I've just done it. Little handle. We used to make these at school, and the Easter Bunny would leave a little egg in them at school. I'm sure everyone has made these. But, you know, you only need a piece of paper and some glue and scissors, and you can be a little bit creative and make these for Easter. Okay, so we've taken them out of the fridge. They've been in the fridge for a few hours now, and they're pretty solid, and you can just pick them up. They look so good. Obviously, when I was making them, I had them in such a mess. But once they're made and you put them in the fridge, they're definitely moulded together. So I'm just going to pop them into a container. I'm pretty sure I might even line that container with some of that paper. I'll just get some new paper and line that, and we'll just have them for lunch with some soy sauce on the side. I'm just going to line it with a bit of greaseproof paper so they don't stick to the base. Like that. And I'm going to put them in here, and we'll probably eat them over lunch, like between lunch and dinner and all that sort of thing. There's actually a lot here. So I might just put those ones in. And we're going to have a few for lunch. So that will be probably the leftover, and we'll put it with soy sauce. But yeah, really good. And you can put any filling in them. I read on one recipe that you can put, like you can make like a teriyaki chicken and cook the chicken up, and then poke a hole in the ball and place the chicken in between it. I'm sure there's heaps of ways of doing it if you want to be creative, but you know, just the simple sort of way, we just use cucumber and avocado today because that's what we like. But you know, we've got like a shop down the road that sells the sushi with the avocado and the cucumber, and we really like it, but this is a lot cheaper. Absolutely delicious, and they really enjoyed them, and I like them too. And like, it's just a snack you can just pull out of the fridge or have for dinner with the meat. Or I've actually got sweet potato I cooked last night, so I could have some of these with sweet potato or a salad or anything like that. Anyway, they're just rice balls. I hope you really enjoyed that recipe. And yeah, and guess what? My dishwasher's broken. It's actually working now, I think. Oh, it's been playing up all night. Derek spent hours last night underneath the sink trying to fix it. It's just, I don't know if it's the pump or if it's a clogged tube in there. I'm just not sure. Yeah. But that goes with the oven, which is gone, and now the dishwasher, so that is not really fun. So hopefully it starts working, otherwise I'm going to be washing by hand a lot over the school holidays. So I've just put some bocconcini with mine and a tiny bit of sweet and sour sauce on top of it. These are absolutely delicious. These are just so much cheaper to make from home. I'm just going ahead now and making a really easy salad with whatever I can find in the fridge. I'm adding apple, bocconcini, cucumber, whatever I can find. And I've also got some pumpkin balls that I bought from the shop, which I'm going to put in the air fryer, and we're going to have that with it. The kids probably won't eat it. I'm just trying to filter out these apples. I've cut up a few now and they're just brown in the middle. It's probably from cold storage. If I don't compost the vegetable and fruit scraps, I give them to the guinea pig and the bird. So vegetables and fruit never go to waste in this house.
today we are back with another food hack, but more of a big one that most people should know or would know when going to the cinemas. One of the biggest movies out lately is the Minecraft movie starring Jack Black and Jason Momoa. And one of the things that they do midway through the movie is that Steve makes this lava chicken contraption and starts singing this odd jingle. Basically, this is mostly a wing it recipe that, like, get it because it's a chicken. We're gonna add some chicken thigh. We're using chicken thigh today, but it's more preferable if you are to use a whole chicken, since like more in the movie. But we do not have it. We have chicken thigh, which will have the same effect. It just won't look the same. Now, for Steve's lava chicken, in his song he mentions spicy. So we're gonna make a spicy, nice, crusted, like, rub. You just get simple salt and pepper. You could use table salt for taste. See, you want a generous bit of this because you want your Steve's lava chicken to have some flavour. Now, for the next part, we want seasoning, all-purpose. Now, you can find this, I'm pretty sure, in your local Woolies, Coles, maybe even Aldi, if you're lucky. But this is a really delicious blend of, like, I don't know, it's just like garlic, paprika. You can rub it on anything, meats, fish, just makes everything taste better. That's gonna boost the flavor with these two. It's gonna be a very salty chicken, I guess. We're also going to add some chili. As he says in the song, it is spicy. The chili, simple chili powder, you can find anywhere really. An Italian herb mix. We also have some cayenne pepper. It's pretty spicy chicken, but if you want to really boost its heat game, just make it all that much better, you should add some Tabasco. Only a few drips. This can be found in Woolworths Tabasco. It's very famous. And it's one of the most authentic sauces you can get, made of just vinegar, red pepper, and salt. So, pretty delicious. Okay. We're going to use a half of a teaspoon of salt. Because you can't really measure pepper, we're just going to, you can measure pepper, but, you know, just give it about that much, so it looks like it's maybe a bit, so it's even, or you could add more if you want more.
Okay.
Then what you'd like to add is you want more all-purpose seasoning than your salt. So I would go with 1 teaspoon, or maybe 1 tablespoon. I'll go tablespoon. We're gonna put a tablespoon of all-purpose seasoning, because let's be honest, we're gonna rub this on a large piece of chicken. So if we want this staying here.
Well, this is going on a little bit of chicken, so that's probably enough for you.
No, we must go further beyond. Okay, so that's about, because I've spilled it. We just put that in. Perfect. Minced garlic, gonna give that chicken a little bit more flavour. We're gonna go 1 teaspoon of garlic, since the all-purpose powder has already got garlic in it. Just give it a nice dollop. We're going to go with 1 tablespoon of herbs, because we want a lot of herbs. We want it to stretch throughout the whole thing. Use Italian herbs and not mixed herbs, because mixed herbs taste like, no, stuffing. Yeah. But we're not putting it in the chicken, we're putting it on the chicken. Just give it a good shake of chili powder, just enough to, you know, season it. We are going to add the cayenne pepper, which, by the way, is very spicy. So we're just gonna add, you know, a generous heap. Mum's probably not gonna like the spice on this one. And now, I think 1 teaspoon, 1 tablespoon of chili sauce. Teaspoon. Depends on how much your chili tolerance is. Mine is very high. If there was jalapenos, I would have added this too. This is like pure pain. So 1 tablespoon of water. Okay. To make our rub, I think we need a little bit more water because that's not very rubby. So basically we want to make it into like a wet, crusty sauce. And this sauce will crust. Basically, you pour your spices onto the lava chicken, and I'm going to massage it with my hands because it's not everywhere.
You wash your hands?
I'm going to massage with my hands.
You washed your hands?
I've already washed my hands. I hate touching raw chicken.
You don't have to, you can just use a spoon.
It's alright, I've got to use my hands. And basically, to make it, like, you want the chili rub to be not marinated, but just coated on all of the chicken. So you have, you know, a bit of spice in every bite. And if this tastes good enough and it works out, this could be like one of the channel's official recipes. Or like, you know, not official, but recipe that actually we came up with. That would be cool, wouldn't it? I'm gonna go 180 for 20 minutes.
So I did end up putting it in for a little bit longer in the air fryer. You just have to judge how your cooking device is. But this is super hot, this chicken. Delicious, but really, really hot. So we've just come back from the park and I thought I just wanted to do a little bit of prep. Just some simple prep. I got the rice cooker on. This is my big rice cooker from Kmart. I do cook it in the microwave sometimes, but this one here does like up to 6 or 8 cups or something. So I've done 4 cups in here today. And then once I cook it, I want to freeze it. This one's a white rice. I do want to do a brown rice as well, but I'll see how I go. I'll clip seal them into bags and freeze it, and it's so convenient that way. The only thing with this cooker is you do have to wash the rice. I noticed with the other cooker I had, I didn't have to wash the rice. It seems to spit through here the starch from the rice everywhere. I've rinsed it like a couple of times to get all the starchy stuff off it this time. And that usually helps it, but let's see how it goes today. I've got our basmati rice in there. And I just want to freeze them up because the bag's up, because it's just so easy if I just want a little bit of rice with tuna. And the other machine I've got going at the moment is my ice machine. We've run out of ice. I keep this on probably once a week all day and just get a heap of bags up. Heap of bags up for the week or so, and we put them in smoothies, iced coffees, cold drinks, all that sort of thing. Whatever you want ice for. This has to go for a little while first unless you use cold water, which I haven't used cold water. It's still not perfect ice yet. As you can see, the next batch will be a lot better, and it just still looks a little bit melty. That's because the water wasn't ice cold like it should be, but I just don't always use ice cold water to start with. And that will go all day on and off until I just keep on bagging up bags, putting more water in it. It's just so easy. And it saves a lot of money too. I know I could go down and get a bag of ice and all that sort of thing, but we don't use a lot of ice. But when I want to have it in the freezer, it's just handy to have it already there and have the ice machine. And if you would have seen in my previous vlogs, I do take this away with us camping and just keep on filling up the esky with ice. So yeah, so that's my 2 machines going for this morning, just to make life a little bit easier. I think I started this rice cooker at 45 minutes, and it's down to 12 now, and it's cooked, and it didn't spit everywhere, so it definitely helps when you wash the rice. And this one's good because it's just the basmati and it's all fluffy. It's going to be perfect for me to cool down and freeze. Yeah, and I've got some rice in the freezer. I'm going to turn that off now. So I'm going to do some food prep ideas at the moment. These are just bits and pieces I put together throughout the month for you. All just bits that I did for the kids over the school holidays and all that sort of thing to make life a little bit easier. I'm just going to be prepping some vegetables and things like that. So I hope you enjoy this part of the video. Quinoa flakes take no time to cook. These can be used for savoury or for sweet. You can use it as a breakfast like porridge as well. I just thought I'd cook it up just to put as a side dish for some of the meals we might be having, or even just having it with the vegetables. So thanks everyone for watching today's video. I hope it gave you some ideas. I know there was a lot of different meals and things like that in this video. I just wanted to give everyone some variety throughout this video. So I really do hope that it helped you. And I did make a cheesecake. This is just a Philadelphia and passion fruit cheesecake. And I made this for Easter. But thanks everyone for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you soon for my next ones. Bye.